Yeah, so it is raining pretty bad outside, and my real estate shoot got canceled, and I was like, might as well shoot an iPhone SE day in the life video. So my videographer's not in town, and then my other one is literally at work. So I hit up my friend Matt randomly. I'm like, bro, can you help me shoot a video? And he was like completely down, so shout out to him. But he has to work at 4 p.m. So we're gonna try to get as much content done today, and hopefully we can do a review on the SE while we're at it. So we just got back in the office. I got Matt behind the camera, shout out to him. And I actually started with the iPhone on 100% just to be completely transparent. It's currently 11, what time is it? Oh, this phone is like off. 11:43. The iPhone SE was at 100% at 11:14. So as we're going throughout the day, you're gonna see some kind of battery percentage count. I'll probably say it in the video or something like that. But I'm actually shooting a shorts on these new green iPhones, the 13 and 13 Pro. I'm using the turntable. So I'm gonna knock that out real quick, and then we're probably gonna go grab some lunch and probably head out to the gym or something like that and run a few errands and see what I need to get done today, because I don't know yet, even though I do have a whole to-do list.
Hey babe, look what the hole I am in. I am in. I try not to think too much about.
Okay, so I just finished shooting the shorts with the new green iPhones. It's currently 12:34 p.m. and we're sitting at 81% of battery life. That means in just about an hour, we're down like 19%, which isn't terrible considering the fact that the intro of this video was shot in 4K and I did a bunch of takes. And then the time lapse that I did when I was shooting the iPhones, that probably drained the battery life. And then I was taking a little bit of breaks here and there and like using Instagram and a little bit of Facebook. So not terrible, but we'll see where we're at the end of the day. Apple's claiming this year that there's 2 hours more battery life. We're gonna see if that's facts. They're saying that they're using this new battery cell technology, which is essentially supposed to give it more battery life. I'm pretty sure it's the same size battery we got last year. However, this new technology that they have on this device is supposedly supposed to give you more battery. So we're gonna see if those are facts, because I don't really know, because right now it's looking a little bit sketchy. And every single year, every single cell phone manufacturer talks about having better battery life, more than last year, but in most cases, it's practically either the same or just slightly better. But yeah, let me go ahead and make this phone call because it was at 12:30 and it's currently 12:36 and I'm 6 minutes late, but I told them I'd be late. So yeah, let's go do that now.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good as well. So the brand new iPhone SE is actually rocking a 4.7-inch 13 by 34 by 750 display, which actually isn't that bad considering that it's such a small display. You still get 326 ppi, meaning you're not gonna really see any pixels here for the most part. It's definitely not the sharpest panel I've seen, but it'll definitely get the job done. It does have a true tone experience, meaning that it adapts to the color temperature depending on the lighting you're in. So if you're in like warmer lighting like this, the display may get a little bit warmer. If you're in cooler lighting, the display is gonna get a little bit cooler. And there is 625 nits, meaning that it's plenty bright if you wanna use this outside on a sunny day. And yeah, it's still kind of crazy that it's a 720p panel, but honestly speaking, it's really not that bad.
Tell me, do you think we're ever gonna make it? Tell me, does it feel you're about to let me go? Let me go. I feel you're on the verge of breaking down at any minute.
So one thing that I thought about is the fact that my phone meeting lasted about 30 minutes, and when I looked at my battery percentage, it was sitting at 61%, Right now it's 1:58 p.m. and we're at 60% exactly. So it's went 1% down since the phone call and doing a little bit of social media. I don't know how much faith I have in this all-day battery life, but we'll see, because I have a pretty long day ahead and I have a networking meeting later. So we'll see if it really lasts the entire day and if those 2 hours are cap or not. Okay, let's talk about the design. So clearly, the iPhone SEs have always been just recycled iPhones. In this case, it's just an iPhone 8 with just new specs, new camera system, and that's practically it. There's nothing different. You still have wireless charging. You have this midnight black colorway, which looks super clean. They didn't add a second camera like every other cell phone manufacturer with mid-range or budget phones. And I actually switched from the iPhone 13 Pro Max as my daily driver, and this just feels super small. It almost feels like I'm holding like an iPod Touch when you compare it to even something like the Pixel 6 Pro. Like, look at that size difference. Like, phones have really gotten like really big. I know the year the iPhone 8 released, there's like an iPhone 8 Plus as well, so that was slightly bigger. It would be crazy if Apple like released or made a Plus model for the SE series, because honestly speaking, this may be a little bit too small for some people and they'll prefer maybe like another mid-range or budget device. I don't think they'll do it anyway. This year, the iPhone SE is also $30 more than its previous predecessor, which isn't terrible, but at the same time, it's a little bit more. I don't know why they couldn't keep that $399 price tag. It's Apple. Y'all gonna pay for it anyway, but I'd say for it being an affordable device, it is a pretty nice design, even though it's practically recycled. Y'all, check out this Italian sub. If you're ever in the Augusta area, check out Antonio's. They have some of the best Italian food. Would you agree?
Indeed, I thoroughly agree.
Ooh. Still got some classic Lays, which are not that good. Do you like classic Lays? Because I feel like I like the lightly salted Lays. Those are the best ones. But anyway, just finished some lunch. Antonio's has like the best Italian subs in Augusta. If you're ever in the area, check it out. But anyway, it's 3:10 p.m. Matt's got to go to work at 4 p.m., so I got to go drop him off real quick. Then we could talk about performance, but let's look at that battery life. 50% left. We're like 10% down since we've had lunch, and all I did was do a little video recording, take a few pictures of the food, and a little bit of social media. But aside from that, that was really it. So I'm sketched out about this 2 hours of battery life extra that Apple is claiming.
So crazy, and I don't wanna seem lonely. I don't wanna seem lonely, but I don't wanna be lonely.
Middle 2010s, stuck in a place secluded deep in my mind. I'm looking out through the lens. Was in a rush to become.
Okay, we made it to Matt's. He's about to head out. He's got work. But I'll catch you later, bro. This Georgia weather makes no sense. It literally is sunny outside now. I get to my office and I notice that something is a little off with my car. And look at this, guys. I parked like back over here at Antonio's, and somebody literally hit and run my car. I've never had this happen. This is the first time in my entire life I've pressed the 911 button. And so there's the police coming. Hopefully they're able to pull up the camera and figure this out, because this would be really expensive for me to fix myself. But aside from that, this is exactly what you could expect from the front-facing camera if you plan on vlogging from it. There is a good bit of background noise. There's a lot of cars going around and stuff like that. But I figured I might as well continue the video, and we'll see what he has to say. Or she. So the conclusion was they basically couldn't help me out, which sucks. I've never actually filed a police report. I've actually pressed the 911 button. And basically my whole thing was I just wanted them to access the camera so I can see who hit my car. But apparently it's not that simple, so that was an L. But with that said, I had my friend Alex on FaceTime for a little bit, and it's completely drained the battery life. I am sitting at 10%. It just went down to 9%, which is real tragic. So I had to go to low power mode. With that said, if you plan on using this phone for FaceTiming and stuff like that, like, you better have a battery pack like nearby or some kind of charger, because it is going to completely drain. Now let's talk about the camera. So we have a 12 megapixel sensor, just one camera on the back, nothing major. It does have all the new features such as the picture profiles, diffusion, all those cool stuff. But we know it comes down to like real life performance. It shoots 4K at 30 FPS, just the back facing camera. The front facing camera shoots 1080 at 30 FPS. But here's a quick sequence of just like videos and photos that I took today. Okay, let's look at this battery life. Oh, look at that, 444. Anyway, I don't believe in angel numbers, but 5% of battery life. Let's go to settings. Battery. It says 4 hours and 14 minutes of on-screen. I have 5% left, and I am on low power mode because clearly it's about to die here. And I've only had an hour and 20 minutes of screen off time. Like I mentioned, FaceTime literally took up most of my battery, 36%. Then camera, then the phone call, which is like not really what I expected. I felt like I was on social media a little bit more than the phone call, but clearly that's not the case here. And yeah. And I didn't really talk too much about the A15 Bionic chip, but it's absolutely snappy, as expected, especially the fact that you're running it on like a 4.7-inch screen. It's even faster. I had no lag so far with this phone. Playing anything from games to multitasking has been super smooth. You also have 4 gigs of RAM. I didn't really talk too much about specs in this video because I didn't really want to focus on that. I wanted just to focus on my day-to-day use, as well as how long the battery life really lasts, because I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that, especially if you plan on upgrading from last year's iPhone SE or one of the older ones. It's definitely older. It's definitely better than like the first iPhone SE, which is like in an iPhone 5 body. However, it's still not the best battery life in my opinion. I'm probably gonna just go back to my iPhone 13 Pro Max because that clearly has the best battery life on any phone. I do have that bias, being that I came from a flagship phone, but some people are just coming from another mid-range or budget phone, so they haven't really experienced like a flagship device. So I don't want to act like, you know, most people who are purchasing this phone are looking for a flagship phone or coming from a flagship phone. So from as far as my experience, battery life, if you're a heavy user, not the best. As far as performance, it's amazing as we expected. It's literally has the same chip as my iPhone 13 Pro Max. However, the only downside I don't like about this phone is literally just the battery life and the fact that it's missing MagSafe, so I'm not able to use my Apple Wallet. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Let me go ahead and get ready for this meeting. This camera is getting really heavy. Let me switch hands. I hope you enjoyed this day in the life video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Stay tuned for more videos. Drop some comments if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for some upcoming videos. Bye.